So, quick update on what's been happening. Here I am in lovely sunny Munich at the end of the day. It's just about 20 past 8 in the evening, and all these people are having a little bit of a dip behind me underneath the weir. And if you look over here, oh, you can't see it, but I'll move a bit further up in another clip. There was another spot where people were sitting with, the music and everything. Everyone's got their halve liter of beer and everything. It's really great. But yeah, just a quick update. I have actually been doing stuff the last couple of weeks. I just thought, why don't you actually do them rather than spend half your time editing? So those things I'll sort of stagger them out once I arrive back home. Those videos of what I've been doing in Ireland and Belgium and the Netherlands. But yeah, so that's just what's been happening. I've been actually experiencing, gathering all the footage, and then editing. Then I'll be editing it all together for you. But just so it's not one of those standard kind of like, oh yeah, I'm not dead kind of posts, just a quick rundown of my favorite things in Germany. The first one is that you can buy beer in a halve liter, which is half a liter, which is just fantastic. And it's only ever like €4 at the most. Like if you get the expensive stuff, then it starts to get like, 11 or 8. But if you're smart, again, as I said, not just a pretty face, you can find pretty good beer for about €3.80. Number two, beer related as well, the fact that you can buy beer on a train, and like proper beer, like, it's not like craft beer, it's like sort of Heineken type beer, but it's still beer, and it's like in a proper glass, not like a paper cup or anything. It's really, really good. Third thing is that I found that their transport system is pretty much standardized across the country. So the S-Bahn in Berlin and the S-Bahn here are almost identical. The tickets work slightly differently in that you don't have to actually get them stamped by a little machine down here. It's just valid for the whole time, and then they'll be able to, if ever someone checked it, they'd be able to see, okay, it's only valid until this time, which is really cool given that, similar distances apart between Berlin and Munich would be places like Adelaide and Melbourne, and we've got completely different public transport systems. It just makes no sense. Like, why not just standardize it like they do here? Fourth thing is the people seem really friendly. I haven't got as good a measure of the German people as I did, say, the Dutch, mostly because I haven't really been interacting with people beyond sort of service interaction, sort of like, hello, how are you, I'd like this, blah blah blah. They're maybe not as forthcoming to speak in English as the Dutch are. That's not to say they're not unfriendly about it. They'll still do it. It's just I get this a slight sense of, ooh, maybe not. I have tried on several occasions to address people in sort of passing German, what German I have picked up so far. And mostly it hasn't worked. Mostly they've figured out I don't speak German and they'll reply in English. But there was one time they did reply in German, which was good fun. I asked where an ATM was. So yeah, that's the fourth or fifth, I think, fourth favorite thing. Obviously none of these are in any particular order. What else? The cost of stuff generally tends to be pretty good in terms of food, that kind of thing, if you look in the right places. And yeah, I think that's about all we can say at the moment, other than, oh yes, and of course the most important thing is just being able to put a face and a form to these places that I've read about since childhood. I've studied the Nazis since I was about 7, and to finally be able to come here and see places that they actually were walking around in, committing their evil crimes in, to finally put a face to it. There's this great sense of a weight of history here that doesn't hold the country back at all. I'll say in a couple of the videos that come up that Germany is one of the few countries that actually, loads of Germans have said this to me, is one of the few countries that actually puts up monuments to its greatest crime, which is obviously Nazism and the Holocaust. And they don't shy away from it. A couple of the museums I've been to have been a bit naff, mostly Cold War related stuff, but they never shy away from the fact that a great many of the people who committed the Holocaust and waged the Second World War were never brought to justice. They also place it in the context of the Cold War and all the rest, but they never denied that happened. So that's obviously the best thing, sort of being able to put a face to it, put a form to it, and really just to finally be able to see it after so many years. Sixth favourite thing is you really get a sense this is a very cosmopolitan country, in the sense that I've heard dozens of languages here. I've heard English, obviously. I've heard German. I've heard Greek. What I think was Portuguese, Spanish. I've heard lots of Russian as well, which is good fun because occasionally I'll be sitting on the S-Bahn and someone will be chatting in Russian and be like, oh, I know what they're talking about. So yeah, that's another great thing, that it's very much a cosmopolitan country. Yeah, so that's the 6th thing. Number 7, sort of related to, I think, my second point, whatever it was, the ease with which you can travel around this country is amazing. The fact that I could just hop on a train in Berlin, get down to Munich and not have to worry. I think I had to change once. Actually, yeah, to get to Berlin, I changed in Cologne, and then to get to Munich, I don't think I changed at all, actually. I think I may have had to have changed like at Munich Hauptbahnhof to get to where I was to get to my actual accommodation, to get to the Ostbahn. So that's another great thing. The 8th thing that I like about this country is, I remember I gush a little in my Berlin videos about how, you know, I'm home, you know, there's I never want to leave, all that kind of thing. And I guess because studying Germany and the Nazis was such a formative experience for my childhood, that it was such a formative experience, that now that I've seen these places and I've like touched them and seen them and, you know, like looked at them and all the rest, there's a sense of completion almost. This sounds incredibly pretentious and incredibly sort of, oh yeah, you know, I found myself in Europe, what was, you know. But yeah, it's the sense of home. It's the sense of, you know, not of an ending, but of a completion of a chapter, a sense of another piece. It's kind of in place now, you know. So, you know, when you find those sorts of places, what we can all say, that once you find those sorts of places, you never do want to leave, because, you know, you finally figured stuff out a little bit. So yeah, that'd be my 8th favorite thing about Germany. This sense of home, this sense of another piece, a sense of, to borrow the phrase that people used to make fun of the millennial generation. Yeah, I kind of found myself in Europe. Yeah. So, yeah, Germany, you are fantastic, and to my whole 1 subscriber, you needn't worry. I think I know who I'm talking to. You needn't worry. The videos will be to you soon. Just got to edit them all and everything. So yeah, Germany, you are fantastic. Stay dandy. Really wishing I packed my bathers today.